and hello world!
Thank you for stopping by. As we squarely stand and address all obstacles in the teaching and learning process, during these challenging times, each one of us deserves an innermost tap on the shoulder.
And with the collective efforts of the teaching interns on this block, we unlock new experiences and ideas that are useful in our careers.
Also, we combine our strengths, weaknesses, and positive attitudes. We are optimistic that our objectives as a team and vision as interns will be achieved prior to the foundations that we lay.
We truly believe that it was like building a house.
We would never build a house unless we prepare the ground first and done our foundations.
Moreover, we, the teaching interns, are ready to go the extra mile
And push beyond our wildest dreams.
Welcome to Retro-Trailblazers, unifying students' diversity for a better future.
The following are the contents of our e-portfolio. We have teaching internship activities, annotations, learning evidences, and classroom-based action research. In our internship journey, we allotted time and efforts for the preparation of every activities, especially on the grand demonstration for it to be successful and fulfilling. It was fun, memorable, and unforgettable experience to be treasured.
In Authors page, you'll see immediately the faces of Group 2 members, the Retro-Trailblazers. These are the hardworking members of Group 2. To start with, Alexis Paragas, Warlito Kalugay, Lawrence Nedsera, Zeneth Angela Malikdom, Ana Marie Solomon, Rico Marcelo, Francis Rene Mendoza, Marijo Soriano, Maria Lucila de la Cruz, Marjorie Gail Puyawan, Rica Valerio, Jason Rarang, Jessa the Twin, Mary Joy Baon, Evelyn Soriano, and last but not the least, we have Marlo Viray. As you can see, there is button labeled as View Info in the upper left of every image. Example for Alexis Paragas. When you click the View Info tab, it will direct you to the content of Alexis' background profile. In this profile page of every author, at the upper right, there are several icons depicting the individual activities done during the internship course. We have tutorial, lesson plan, pre-recorded demo, critic paper, and PAFTE. To view each output, just click View Files. And there you have it. The following are the outputs of Alexis Paragas. Just click on every file to view the outputs. For the tutorial session, for the lesson plan, for the pre-recorded demo teaching, for grand demo teaching, for critic paper, and lastly, the PAFTE narrative report. And there you have it. This is the author page.
Hello everyone, we are the Retro-Trailblazers, and again, welcome to our vlog. And for today's video, we will share our journey and introduce you the 10 teaching internship activities. We are looking forward to it because it will boost your confidence and gives you an idea on how to overcome challenges in teaching learning processes and help you shape your career. So, let's start!
Hello everyone, I'm Mary J. Baan, a teaching intern. I'll be presenting the first activity entitled the Introduction to Teaching Internship. Teaching internship is the capstone experiential learning course that encapsulates education students' various training and preparations. As a teaching intern, we must become associated with the people who will involve in our teaching internship journey. We should undergo internship process, which includes 4 phases: orientation, observation and lesson plan, preparation, actual teaching, and evaluation. We need to be aware also to the legal foundations of education that were created for the common good of learners, teachers, and other people involved in the educational system. This legal context will act as a guide for us as the future educators in dealing with our learners. Lastly, this activity also addresses the norms of netiquette and etiquette, a collection of rules that supports appropriate and courteous online behavior that encourage effective communication, eliminate misunderstandings, and help you realize what is socially acceptable when working and collaborating online.
The following are learning evidence in Activity 1 entitled Introduction to Teaching Internship. If you can fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then go. But whatever you do, you have to keep moving forward. Expectations of Activity 1. The student teaching internship is the culminating experience in prospective teachers. Preparation as knowledgeable, reflective practitioners, and emerging leaders who act ethically and professionally. Legal foundations of teaching professional will assist teachers and students. Teachers in understanding their responsibilities, asserting their rights, and guiding them in professional behavior, despite the fact that legal bases are provisions that limit both teacher and student in order to avoid situations in which both parties' rights are violated.
Hi, so I'm here again. At this juncture, we will get to know our second home in terms of facilities, teaching and learning platforms, and its learning resources that will help us spend our entire practice teaching more comfortably and feel a real sense of belongingness. We are deeply flattered to introduce to you one of the prestigious universities in our province, the home of Polyana learners, top-notchers, dreamers, and achievers, the Pangasinan State University. To begin with, here is the vision, mission, quality policy, and core values. And now, let's have a quick tour on the 9 campuses of PSU, starting with Alaminos City Campus, Asingan Campus, Bayamban Campus, Binmalay Campus, Infanta Campus, the main campus Lingayen, Santa Maria Campus, Ardaneta City Campus, and very own San Carlos City Campus. As you can see, we visited some of the facilities in PSU San Carlos campus that are useful in teaching learning processes. And also, our institution cannot stand without the collective efforts of the administration. Here are some of the important people behind the progress of PSU. Headed by our university president, Dr. Dexter Budin. PSU students and our instructors alike are adjusting to online learning for the foreseeable future, and with that comes with a lot of ups and downs. Even so, we are meeting new teachers in exciting new classes, classmates are getting to know each other, and life is going on. After all of this, welcome back to PSU. PSU always wait for you.
Here are learning evidence in Activity 2 entitled Getting Familiar with My Second Home. And I think everything can be learned if you can just get yourself in a little patch of real ground, real nature, real wood, and real anything. Foundation of Activity 2, this practice teaching activity describe our second home. Learning about our second home facilities, teaching and learning platform will allow us to spend our entire practice teaching with a genuine sense of belonging. BSE is notable for its numerous locations throughout Pangasinan. It is required to offer advanced education in the arts, agricultural, and natural science. The main campus is in Lingayen. Other campus can be found in Alaminos, Asingan, Bayambang, Binmalay, Infanta, San Carlos, Santa Maria, and Ordaneta.
The Activity 3, Managing the in-person or remote classroom. Included are the responsibilities that a teaching intern must adhere to manage the classroom successfully and effectively. The world is filled with uncertainties. One best example for this is the COVID-19 pandemic, which caused numerous changes to our practices. One of it is the sudden shift in education, from the traditional actual to digital virtual, causing headache to both teachers and students. There is nothing that can be done to undo the pandemic, but like all things, one best way to resolve such is to be responsible. Because having responsibility makes one prepared and composed to such circumstances that may arise. Also, the activity presented the identification of the conflicts that may arise in the classroom and the resolutions to address such. The new normal practices that became crucial in this time of pandemic are emphasized, giving guide to students to be flexible and adept, using variety of tools and strategies.
This is our learning evidence in Activity 3 entitled Managing the In-Person of Remote Classroom. Let us remember, one book, one pen, one child, and one teacher can change the world. Stations of Activity 3, Classroom Management provides a form of foundation for both in-person and remote. It is also determined as an essential teaching skill, and teachers should diminish student problem behavior, create a learning environment that supports students' intellectual and emotional development. The use of Microsoft PowerPoint in the classroom as a presentation tool allows for the application of innovative skill and integration tasks. Understanding student diversity, needs, interest, and motivation to ensure that all slides in presentation have similar graphic style and text. This is our learning evidence in Activity 3 entitled Managing the In-Person of Remote Classroom. Let us remember, one book, one pen, one child, and one teacher can change the world.
I am teaching intern Marju F. Soriano, and for today's video, I will be discussing the Activity 4, which is the correct format of traditional lesson plan. Traditional lesson plan is the most basic lesson plan format. It has 5 major parts, and these are objectives, subject matter, procedure, evaluation, and assignment. It should be specific, measurable, attainable, reliable, and time-bound. The lesson plan is designed around the learning objectives and provides learners with an opportunity to explore, build, and demonstrate their learning. This approach shifts the learning environment from one which is very teacher-centered to one that is learner-centered. All good teachers have a plan in mind when they deliver a teaching session. This could range from a simple checklist to a formal, detailed to structured plan, and lesson plans are an essential part of the teacher's toolbox and are developed by a teacher to guide the entire session so that every key part of the teaching session is appropriately planned, prepared, and implemented in order to achieve the learning outcomes. Overall, a lesson plan traditionally includes details of the lesson, the learning outcomes to be covered, the methodology that will be used, the resources or materials required, and the activities that will be carried out both to engage and assess the learners. The final part of the lesson plan addresses the evaluation of the session from the learners and the tutor's perspectives.
As you click this button, it will redirect you to the learning evidences of the activity 4. The activity for lesson planning. In the classroom, lesson plan is what integrates the plan and execution. Because on effectively delivering the learning contents, one must have a guide that carefully and effectively address issues in the classroom. Next is the practice of applying congruence in the learning materials of Asunda and Where. In it is stated that the idea of congruence of learning goals and outcomes and the teaching methodologies to evaluation systems are helpful to promote meaningful learning experience.
For activity, it's all about digital and non-digital instructional materials. Learning is aided and facilitated by the teacher's successful handling of instructional materials. A teacher must be competent and skilled in the use of teaching materials. Educational tools facilitate community and worldwide learning, whether face-to-face or online. Based on the virtual class we observed, here are the digital and non-digital instructional materials that are still relevant today. Digital instructional materials, we have Zoom whiteboards, videos, and PowerPoint presentations. For non-digital instructional materials, we have books, charts, and pictures. New normal in education transform and change the way of teaching and learning processes, including instructional materials. Teachers today use a variety of digital teaching learning resources. Digital materials are apps, software, programs, or websites. Non-digital teaching tools include chalkboards, charts, globes, and models. Individual requirements or learning styles should be considered by prospective teachers. Regarding the skills we have learned in the virtual class, on the screen you will see 3 pictures demonstrating skills using the digital and non-digital instructional materials, and 2 pictures of the most useful digital and non-digital instructional materials. Here in the activity, we also attach a 21st century lesson plan and highlight the digital and non-digital instructional materials used in learning process. We also exhibit the different instructional materials. Digital learning encourages students to be self-motivated and accountable. It also involves educators and parents to a greater extent, as well as students and teachers. Here are the photos using digital and non-digital instructional materials during class instruction.
As you click this button, it will redirect you to the learning evidences of the activity 5. It presents the process that made the activity complete. The presentation of digital and non-digital instructional materials. Both resources are utilized on delivering the instruction. Having this kind of tools or materials helps on making the students absorb and understand ideas and concepts from learning discussions. The video is about the teaching demonstration of Miss Christine G. B. Lapos, an English major education student. In it, the use of digital and non-digital learning materials are shown.
Good day everyone, Marjorie Gail Puyawan here, and I'm going to give you a short description of Activity 6 entitled Evaluating the Outcomes of Teaching and Learning Processes. As we all know that assessment is a necessary component of teaching and learning process. The assessment result will serve as a motivator for a student to put in more effort and improve with each lesson that they take. In this activity, teaching interns are tasked to prepare a table of specifications or the TOS before constructing a test. And this includes making an item analysis and interpreting the results of the test. Remember that it is necessary to explore and make use of different types of assessment appropriate to measure varied performance of the learners.
As you click this button, it will redirect you to the learning evidences of the Activity 6. The Activity 6, Evaluation of the Outcomes of Teaching and Learning Process. In the course of learning, the practice of evaluation is what makes teaching and learning aligned or connected. Next is the sample of an assessment instrument using Google Forms. In this new normal, innovative and digital tools to gather information or data is without a doubt reliable, because by using it, tasks are faster and efficient.
Good day everyone, I'm Rica Lopez Balayo and I present Activity 7 Accomplish Report or Forms. These forms contain information of data which are useful to keep track of their progress, enrollment details, among others. The Department of Education hereby prescribed the standards process and protocols for the preparation, evaluation, and updating of school forms conducted at the end of every year to provide a reliable assurance mechanism of learners' information, ensure the quality, timeliness of school reports, and reduce the resources spent for clerical and records management. And one of the tasks of the teaching intern is that they need to formulate and create sample series of school forms ranging from SF1 to SF10. School forms are the collection of data or information about students, personnel, as well as academic growth. There are a lot of school forms and each of them has a purpose. These include the school register, learners' daily class attendance, book issued and returned, summary enrollment and movement of learners, report promotions, summary report of promotions, inventory of school personnel, learners' basic health profile, learners' progress report card, and learners' permanent academic record.
As you click this button, it will redirect you to the learning evidences of the Activity 7. It presents the process that made the activity complete. The Activity 7, Accomplishment of Report and Forms. Every learning institution uses reports and school forms to organize the work, for it provides an accurate, complete, and up-to-date records of the school. The DepEd guidelines on checking of school forms of Mark Anthony Lego. Having it makes the school forms organized, contributing on the ease of access and its reliability for the teaching and non-teaching staff.
Embracing the world of teaching internship. In this activity, pre-service teaching attempts to equip students with a hands-on experience in the field of education, because they must contact students and teach them using online platforms. The obstacles of online learning are far greater than those of conventional learning. However, pre-service teachers must embrace the world of teaching by understanding their duties and responsibilities. the portrayal of courage, confidence, competence, commitment, and compassion. We went through numerous tribulations in our teaching careers, planning, learning, and failing. But all of this is an opportunity for us to ensure that we create, share, and teach others style by connecting our experiences. Finally, it must be remembered that the purpose of education is not to fill the minds of students with facts. It is to teach them to think if that is possible, and also to think for themselves. It is true that these are the things that define us.
So here are learning evidences in Activity 8, Embracing the Word of Teaching Internship, hashtag in learning you will teach, and in teaching you will learn. Activity 8 entitled Embracing the Word of Teaching Internship. The teaching internship is a vital way to learn and gain experience outside the classroom. The practice teaching is an essential aspect of teacher education because it prepares us for the future teaching roles, and the utmost goal of education is to produce quality teachers in the field of teaching and learning process.
Our Activity 9 focuses on participating in school and community, wherein we prepared an activity on our community that would enhance social responsiveness and foster rapport and camaraderie. We, the fourth-year students of Social Studies, conducted a tree planting activity at Bayawas Integrated School or Bistondo, Pangasinan, which we call it Trees for the Future, with 20 mahogany and santol trees that we planted. This tree planting activity aims to raise awareness to the society in the importance of planting and saving trees, express our concern to the environment, and diminish the unfavorable effects of climate change. The greatest part of the whole experience was witnessing that type of excitement and appreciation. Our experience has been extremely rewarding and educational, but it is still not. So, we must all understand the importance of planting and encourage others to plant more trees.
Okay, so here are the following learning evidences in our Activity 9, participating in school and community activities. Hashtag, a community of people, that's the really what art school is. In Activity 9, entitled Participating in School and Community Activities. Community linkages revolves the teacher's responsibility in the school and community. Through saving, protecting, and preserving the world and its environment can assist anyone in devising an activity best suited for nature preservation. One of the best things to consider is to plant trees. This will not only give us food and shelter, but it also gives us the opportunity to connect with the beauty of nature.
I hope you still enjoy watching our vlog. I am Anna Marie M. Solomon, a teaching intern from BSE, and I am about to take you to Activity 10, entitled Presenting Ideal Teaching Through Demo Teaching. This is the final activity that we have done for our teaching internship. This activity requires us to create a detailed lesson plan and later on present it through a grand demonstration teaching. In our group, we are divided into different settings. Others took the face-to-face grand demo teaching, while others undergone a virtual demonstration. Grand demonstration teaching is one of the highlights of being a teaching intern, and we are grateful beyond measure because our teaching internship advisor gave us the opportunity to try this once-in-a-life experience. More so, in this activity, we attach our messages to our advisor, to the faculty experts, to our students and peers who were around during our session, and lastly, the wholeness of our experience as a teaching intern.
For the Activity 10 entitled Presenting Ideal Teaching Through Demo Teaching. Final demonstration teaching is the peak of the journey of every teaching intern. Teaching interns are encouraged to put out their best effort for their final demonstration, and majority of interns use active learning in their final demonstration teaching because active learning is one of the most effective ways to foster or create a challenging learning environment where all students are motivated to succeed. So this is our learning evidences in activity 10, presenting ideal teaching through demo teaching. Hashtag a good demonstration is good communication.
As you click the Sibar button, you will be directed to the finished product made by Social Studies 4B, the Retro-Trailblazers. We are ecstatic to be with you today as we will offer a glimpse of and share our experience with conducting classroom-based action research titled Establishing Clear Online Etiquette to Address Students' Defiant Behavior. We hope that this research will assist you in your future pursuits. So, let's get started. At this point, we will give you a glimpse about our study, and we'll start by going over the study's abstract. Teachers' most crucial responsibility is to successfully manage the classroom, which includes student behavior. This study investigated the significant relationship between clear online etiquette and student-defined behavior among the selected grade 7 students of Calasiao Comprehensive National High School. The respondents were selected using simple random sampling in the population proportion to calculate the sample size of 59. The study included quantitative research as well as descriptive methodologies. A survey questionnaire and online interface called Google Forms was utilized to collect relevant data. The data were analyzed and interpreted using statistical methods such as frequency, percentage, statistical weighted mean, and Spearman correlation. The findings demonstrated a significant relationship between student behavior and establishment of online etiquette with a positive correlation of 0.901. In addition, it is indeed that online etiquette plays an important role in addressing student-defined behavior and improved student achievement. Furthermore, this study recommends that to manage inappropriate behaviors and accomplish teaching-learning progress, creating a clear.
This e-portfolio wouldn't be a success if it weren't for the guidance of our Almighty God. Jeremiah chapter 29 verse 11. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future.
We thank everyone who were behind this successful e-portfolio
For their sacrifices, hard work, time, and effort.
Again, this is Retro-Trailblazers, unifying student diversity for a better future.
Fed up all.